Okay, so welcome back to Zenwell Therapy, aka Backyard Therapy. Um, I just worked out, so I'm a little out of breath, but it feels good because I was feeling sick a few days ago, so I couldn't work out, and now I feel better, and I did work out. So uh, that makes me a little happier. Okay, let's get into the topic of today. So today's topic is going to be it's a very common topic around social media, around just our culture now in the world. It is about self-care. Okay, so this is just one aspect of self-care that I've learned over the years of working with clients in therapy. Um, so I'll probably make more videos about self-care in the future, and this might be maybe one of the first ones. So I have a concept. It is called feel good versus feel good. Okay, I have many concepts that kind of sound like this, and I like the way it sounds and the way it fits in my mind. So this is how I explain it. So usually when I'm working with clients, um, at some time during a conversation, during a session, um, we talk about like coping skills, right? So whenever we're stressed out, whenever we're feeling very anxious, very depressed, overwhelmed, whatever it is that the client is going through, I try to ask, okay, so what do you usually do to reduce these symptoms, manage these symptoms better, or just to feel good, right? And sometimes they can list out what they do, and sometimes they can't. They're like, nothing makes me feel good right now, right? So maybe we can figure out what's going to work for me. Um, so in this first category of feel good, okay, these could be things that are very simple or very grand, right? So if you eat a delicious meal, hey, that feels pretty good. It was very tasty. You enjoyed the food, okay? Maybe you go on vacation, right? You get to see new things, experience new things, try new food there. Usually it feels good, okay? Um, Going to any event, a concert, a festival, um, a museum, whatever it is, right? It probably feels good when you go. That's why you usually go, okay? Going to the gym, physical activity, playing a sport, probably feels good, right? So, um, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? A lot of the times in life, we do things that make us feel good, right? We want to feel pleasure, we want to feel joy, excitement, those type of emotions, okay? So now, on the other side, okay, and this is a side that I believe is missing a lot of the times when I'm talking about coping skills or self care, okay? So, feel good versus feel good. This side of the equation, okay, this is what do you do in your life that make you feel good about yourself, okay? So, it's a very subtle difference, but from my experience working with clients, it is a big difference over time. Okay, so I'll say it again in full length now. Okay, it's feel good versus feeling good about yourself. Okay, and oftentimes when I ask clients this question, so what do you do in your life? What hobbies, activities, or things that you engage in that make you feel good about yourself? And often, more often than not, when asked that question, a lot of clients have difficulty answering that question because they start to realize, okay, they're gaining their own insight. They don't engage in a lot of things that make them feel good about themselves, right? Because that feeling, I think, is very valuable. If you don't feel good about yourself, you're going to lack confidence. You're going to have fear get in the way of doing things you want to do. Um, Socially, you might be more timid. You'd be afraid to speak your mind, and all of the above, right? If we don't feel good about ourselves, it's like a chain reaction where it can lead to more depression, more anxiety, more stress, and all of the above. Okay, so when I'm working with clients, now we start brainstorming. Okay, what do you think you can start engaging in that would help you feel good about yourself? Okay, so I guess from my experience so far, the common things that people can engage in that might help them, okay, feel good about themselves is um, if you can become good at something, right, or great at something, that's even better. Okay, is there something that you're very good at and it kind of makes you feel a little unique, right? Because not everybody has this skill, not everybody has this talent, not everybody can do this thing that you can do well. Okay, it could be playing a certain sport, it could be something you know very well, a certain area of life. Um, it could be singing, it could be dancing, it could be um, working with children. Maybe you're very good at what you do for work, right? So if you can figure out one thing that you're good at and keep getting better at it, right? If you don't have that thing, maybe this is a good time to figure out, what can I spend my time and energy on to start being good at something? Okay. Okay, so that's one thing. Another one could be um, is there some challenging goal you can pursue and practice like delayed gratification, right? It's not something you can achieve tomorrow, a week from today, or maybe even a couple months. This could be like maybe a year or longer, right? And it's pretty challenging, okay? Not to the point where you're like, okay, I feel like giving up and I'm never going to do this again, but some goal where you can keep working on it little by little, okay? Practice resilience, practice getting knocked down, and you're able to get back up and keep going until hopefully one day you achieve that goal. Okay, so that can also be an activity or something to engage in that can help you feel good about yourself. All right. Um, Other ones could be helping other people. Okay, a lot of the time, and there's so much research behind this, when we help another human being or even an animal, right, we feel good about ourselves. It's like this innate emotion that comes within us, and it's maybe just because of our design as human beings. We feel good when we help other people, right? And I would assume that's why we do it in the first place. For whatever reason, it feels good to help someone. As a therapist, I'm very fortunate. I feel good about myself every time I go to work and I help another human being sitting in front of me. Okay, um, so those are three options there. There is another one. Now I got to think about it. Huh. And it's gone, just like that. Oh, here it is. It came back. Thank you, Spirit, and thank you, God. Um, Another one could be if you can learn um, new things and implement that in your life, right? So the mindset of constant learning usually makes us feel good about ourselves. We are not stagnating. We're not just um, um, being feeling this feeling of like being stuck, like we're not growing anymore, or I'm not evolving anymore, or leveling up, however you want to say it. Okay, it's just that feeling. So if you're able to learn something new, it doesn't matter what age you are, right, to learn something new that you find interesting, okay, and hopefully that avenue will help you feel good about yourself because you are still learning something, you're gaining more knowledge, and now if you implement it and take action, your life gets better, right? So even for myself, um, I would say probably like 95% of information I gather, okay, 90 to 95% is to learn. So if I'm on social media, YouTube videos, on ChatGPT, Googling something, is usually because I want to learn something, right? I have this insatiable appetite to just learn. I have a very curious mind, and I just try to feed it as much as I can in a healthy way, of course, um, to always keep learning, to always finding ways to improve, right? Whether it's my life or my children's life, my wife's, definitely my clients. Um, that's what I do, right? Doesn't mean you have to do it, but that works for me, okay? Um, for example, I would say a good amount of people nowadays watch shows on Netflix or Disney, or they watch some type of like show or movie on a streaming platform, and it helps them feel good for that moment in time. It feels good to watch something that's entertaining, that's to watch something that's emotionally moving, right? It feels good. Uh, but not often when we watch something and engage in just a movie or show where it makes us feel good about ourselves, right? It happens, but I think it's more rare. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. So for me, when I learn something and I try to practice it and implement it, it doesn't mean I'm even good at it. Like I'm trying to learn how to do yoga and breath work, and I'm just trying to teach myself. Okay, and I'm right now I'm not that very flexible, so I'm terrible at this, but it makes me feel good about myself because I'm trying something new that's challenging, right? Um, and it's good for my mind, body, and spirit. So these are just different examples where you can try to separate. Okay, am I taking care of myself and doing things that just feel good? Okay, so great. I do some of these things, and then you can ask yourself, what do I do that make me feel good about myself? And if this list is short, then hey, it might be a good idea to figure out how do I get more things on this list to do. All right. Um, so for me, as I get older, for the most part, I try to figure out how to add more things or more items on this list over here. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to do it, right? I'm just saying from experience, this works for me. And again, going back to my work, right? When I'm working with clients in front of me, more often than not, this is the list that they want to work on. I don't force them to do it, right? It is free will. It's up to them. If they want to do it and I bring it up as a topic of discussion, a lot of times they say, yeah, like I actually want more things to do on here that make me feel good about myself, right? So that's the topic of today. I don't know how long this video is, but I hope it's helpful. Okay, um, and for me personally, okay, and I'm gonna restate something I mentioned a few minutes ago. I'm very lucky. I am fortunate that every day I go to work, right? I get to work with my clients, and when I go home, right, and it could have been a very exhausting day. It could have been very tiring because some of the sessions were very heavy. Okay, some stories I hear, um, they can be very painful, right? A lot of suffering. Okay, um, but even with that said, every day I go to work and I work with my clients. I show up. I try my best to help them. Okay, and then my work is done for the day, and now I go home. I'm tired, I may be exhausted, but I feel good about myself. So when I go to bed that night, okay, besides all my other personal issues in life, okay, and yes, therapists, we all have personal issues just like you, okay, we are human. Um, Work is usually not an issue for me before I go to bed, right? Because I feel good about myself that I showed up and tried my best, right? Because I don't attach myself to the outcome of therapy. Okay, I believe that's out of my control. So I just show up and I do my best, and it makes me feel good about myself, right? So I get to feel that um, a lot of days a week. Okay, I don't work full time, so uh, about more than half the week I get that feeling from work, right? So I have other things I do that make me feel good about myself, but I don't have to get into all of that. But for this video, I'm just trying to emphasize, if you feel good while you're doing something, hopefully you're also engaging in things that make you feel good about yourself. And I think your life would be a little bit better. Okay? So that's it for today. I hope it helped. Thank you for watching. Be well, Zen well, and I'll see you soon.